like these teams are making? Are they making any changes? Are they updating anything? Are they doing something differently? Because anything is available, and you can definitely change up if you want to. So let's see what happens here, though. It looks like it's only diamonds going to Georgia Bowl. That's kind of
and we're having way too much fun with the sculpture in the background right now.
Yeah.
That said, everyone going out, Fuzz, Face, and the boys for FaZe still getting their normal spot down there at Milta Power. M4 is going to be the only people going north of the river, and didn't work out for them last time. Let's see if it does this time. Edigat's got Pachinki all to themselves. Umka's got the Gatka spread, and we're going to see a little bit of fire as everyone grabs their vehicles and makes their way out of town. Not much else there.
Yeah, I knew Ansvar wanted to hit Shift, but he's a bad aimer, so he didn't hit him. So he hit the other guy in the background. That's lovely. Shift tried to kick some punch at that and trying to defend school and apartments, which is obviously theirs. They actually got a lot of space here, but one thing I'm curious, and one thing I'm excited.
3 broad rotations. Get to the north side of that circle. Wild.
Yeah, they're going for the long one, going for the long play. Shots are coming out, though. Novik's going to hit Asho. He's going to finish him off as well. It's a breach here into the first area, just south of the chopsticks. FaZe is coming in as well. This could be another interaction with these two teams.
Inside Games has to pull away. FaZe now driving into Entropic. They got 1 kill there. So, like, this has got to be one of those indicators. If you're FaZe and you're moving into this hill area and you see another team turning around and driving away, you have to sort of be aware that there must be somebody up here. Gustav does take some shots as Entropic goes, wait, another? What's happening right now? Uba is forced to split from his partner now, and FaZe is doing a weird 2-pronged rotation. Gustav goes down to Entropic, and Tracers, those Tracers are actually wonderfully high in the air. Gustav is finished off. Uder does manage to get Rustmar from Ents, and FaZe, Uba, and Fuzzface trying to find somewhere as they have to relocate that rotation. I gotta be honest, I'm frustrated they lost Gustav there. So, a little more trepidation than the last game. In the last 2 games, we saw Uba in this situation make a very strong push at the detriment of him going down, but usually at a 2-for-1 trade. This time, he seems a little more passive about his willingness to do that since Gustav is already down.
Yeah, they don't want to play too risky. Just again, it's first circle. Like, if you want to breach something, you want to breach something that you're sure that's going to be inside. We have 4.5 kilometers wide circle in diameter. Like, it's a very low chance it's going to end here, so it's not worth fighting for just yet. Again, they are 50 points. We're talking about a hypothetical or theoretical cutoff to top 16.
Shot to the depth, who's making their rotation. M-Force did collapse relatively quickly. They did grab a couple of places over above Chopsticks, and they'll lock it up. Bestalot gets a kill on, or not a kill, but a knock on Uba with a grenade. Uba's going to try to crawl back for a little bit of help from Atesy, who's going to smoke him out. Navi does not push off. A lot of damage from Squeaky, but he's unable to finish it off. Throws out a nade, gets the molly queued up for the next one. Nice pre-fire by Squeaky just in case somebody peeks the top of the hill. The nade is on target. Remember, these are the new nades. They're not as big. Both players, oh baby, Skyburst! Down he goes. Squeaky lets out a peep as he drops down. He dodges the flush, but he is getting absolutely melted. On the opposite side, though, Ents has crossed the road and is trying to push up on top of Uder. Uder has put down a little bit of smoke to give himself some cover. Monkey is off on a flank. I don't even know how he got down there. And Ents is stuck inside of this little downhill. Squeaky will almost certainly go down. Unsavable as Tixu and Rustamar have to decide what their options are, as Rai has the high ground and has no intention of yielding it.
No, and this is fast circle as well. They need to consider where they want to get in. There's only 1 damage per second right now. It's not going to hurt too much. So they're trying to move in and get a reposition. I think they lost 1 car with this, though. And we'll see how they decide to go. This ends definitely the loser of this match here.
So that's going to go on. It looks like Navi and FaZe shooting off at each other right now. Both teams seeking the advantage. Navi has decided to breach the house. They go and they knock Uba. Eight's trying to make a play. He goes on the outside, falls back to go for the peek. Fuzz trying to cover from the far side, healing outside the door, waiting for Navi to make a play. Navi lost the tab, but he will be resable. Potentially, Atesy just going to hold the door. Ooh. The peek, the sneak, the play. Wants to go, sees him behind the picnic table, tries to go for it, gets a knock, it looked like. They do flush Uba in the process. Atesy up on top of it. Wow, he's really playing this hard. I love it. Gets the nade raised, going to underhand it right through the crack. That should scare them backwards. We'll finish off the flush. Gets another shot there. That's Bestalot's dropping down. Fuzz is going to have to come out to respond. Here's the man who had gone for the flank. As he pushes, he goes down to Senya with a nice push, but Senya is low. Out comes Fuzz to get involved. Gets the knock on Kemba, and I believe it's down to a 1v1 at this point.
That's Fuzzface versus Senya. Reposition here from Fuzzface. Trying to get the big brain off this. Still 2 knocked inside. 80 is not visible at the moment. Senya could go for this or Beto. No, it's Wildcats joining into this fight. That's unfortunate for him. He has to try to regain some health here before he try to get for another push on Senya.
Oh, no health. Unfortunate. Wildcats get in there. Not only do they push Fuzz into a fight he didn't want, but they steal the 8C kill from Na'Vi. Classic Wildcat play up on that hill as they heard the fight and decided to get involved. FaZe versus Na'Vi.
It's going to be a big fight.
Razorhead coming forward.
Around this.
Naileup looks like he's going to move in, but the first fire comes out from Etiquette. They get a nice little shot, and Owner dumps back into the shack. Nice fire by Naileup as he tries to move around. He's trying to defend the res if he can, but Quepa gets the knock on Monkey. Etiquette seems to be playing this very, very well as Naileup comes in. He's covering the res that they're trying to go ahead and get the play there on Shiv. There's the nade. He has to push out. It's going to be in trouble. Couldn't do anything about it. He goes down. They did manage to get the res, so Rai will still have 2 people up. Nice burn. He goes down, but Markelov still moving forward. 2 players dropped on Etiquette, 2 players dropped on Rai. The damage is massive as both teams are taking heavy losses in this fight so far.
Shots are coming out. They're trying to smoke off. They got 1 off. Code Marco might be able to be rest as well. Unir's going to take down Shift. Now it's all up to Udyr. We'll see if Markelov is going to be able to do something here. He's trying to go for some information. Jump peaks. Jump information. Nade smokes are coming out. Unir's is going to finish off Shift though. Markelov is still with the fight here. More shots are coming out. And that is probably going to be Udyr. Oh, he's on fire. Udyr's on fire. Oh my God. Udyr may fire. He's on fire. Meanwhile, they also try to get Code Marco off, and they're going to actually succeed with that. Super well played here by Etiquette.
Yep.
They have really been playing this day so well so far.
Excellent by Etiquette. They get 4 up after that fight, but they have a long rotation ahead of them. Meanwhile, M-Force is mixing it up with the Wildcats. We saw 1 go down. They are still playing it out. Rupture gets another. Swedish drops, and M-Force is up against the wall as 4 men from Wildcats come pouring out of the mountains, catches them inside the hill, and Dogzer just tries to get away, but it's not enough. She created, blows up the bike, and that is the end of M-Force as Wildcats are turning up where we thought they would. They are definitely an Erangel team, and they are playing it that way. They get the kills. Remember, they did a number on Na'Vi. They stole some kills on FaZe, and now they're going to move towards the circle. Let's see if they can keep living up to this sort of fast fighting style that they've become. Unable to close the deal on that spray down, and Wildcats will somehow sneak on by. They don't. Dog decided to jump out. They went for the full flank. They're going hard. Dog goes down. BSD wants to play, but they park in between 2 firing onslaughts. Out comes the nade. It pops up. BSD looking both ways. This is a very aggressive stop and pull up. Meanwhile, Senya comes from behind. Sunzi goes down. She created, turns around. Oh, God. So this is I don't know why Wildcats stopped here. They just have that kind of confidence. They decided to go for it, get the kill. Rupture finishes Tundo, and we'll go into the shack. But Na'Vi is also here. They've been following him the whole time. She created, finishes off Sunzi, and Adept regrets fighting Wildcats because the problem is Wildcats don't always win their fights, but when they do get in one, they cost whoever they lose to astronomical amounts.
Yeah, they played this so far. I honestly expect them to drive straight into the depth though, but Adept, they're not able to adapt from this one here. Looks like Rob's just going to try to make a push for this one. Nugi's going to take down BSD. Meanwhile, they're trying to push on Furax. BSD is knocked. We'll see if Furax going to be able to make something play though. She created with some smoke wall for this. Na'Vi also still on this side for the third party, potentially trying to pick up a few kills from this one. Kempa is going to finish off BSD. Rob's just going to go down to the circle as well. Now Senya putting out some more nades.
Wildcats stopped. She created some space for a second, but ultimately fell apart as they tried to push up the hill. I don't know why they didn't, I guess, expect Adept to be in the tower as well as the shack, but they just stopped inside of a Death Valley and got smoked. Oh! That said, nice play by Senya to turn and face Noki. That could have been bad, but Furix gets the return kill on Kemba from uphill. All three of these teams going to have to move into the circle. She created, finishes Kemba, and steals the kill before he will almost inevitably go down outside of this map. We'll see if that continues, but he is playing very, very well. She created, has put up some big numbers. For X, Navi is eliminated. What? She created, okay. So she created, finishes off Navi, and now only has to fight one person from a depth. It is plausible that Wildcats still somehow survive this. Meanwhile, Etiquette is going to be pushing up on top of Inside Games. Inside Games locking up a pretty defensible position. Set from Unity also involved in this exchange. There we go. Okay, Wildcats was eliminated. Furax managed to get them as they all rush towards the middle. Meanwhile, Inside Games is being squished between Unity and Etiquette. Nuclear Penguins eliminated in 11th place. Elsewhere on the wrap, Romsek trying to hold a room, but how do you hold two doors when you're being pushed from two sides by two different teams, as he is the last man standing from Inside Games off of this. That said, Etiquette's going to have to fight with the other guys from Unity. You see that spray down as they engage right now. Markaloff with a nice engagement. Romsek still holding. He actually saw the player come in, and he got killed by Romsek, but was forced into that position by Etiquette. Unity now trying to find it as well, and eliminated in 10th place elsewhere. That's going to be a blow to them. And now Entropic coming to get involved with this fight.
This is a massive fight inside Etiquette. Unity still. Markaloff on screen, trying to get some more shots off. He's aware that sits off into the angle there. Smokes are coming out. They're trying to get into new position. Quick pass going to go down to Romsek. Romsek really being a nuisance here to the Etiquette guys. The Orange going to steal the kill on Romsek. Now we'll see here if Unity is able to make something happen, though. Sets on a great position to kind of off angle. Orange going to have to make something work here with a play. He's going to find Markaloff. He's going to take down. Oh, great headshot from that. Unio's going to return, though. Orange going to go down. Meanwhile, on the other side here, Set is getting some pressure on from Entropic. Set's the last player from Unity. Let's see if he's going to make something happen, though.
Set just wanted to leave, but Entropic comes in and says there's no exiting right now. Set does go down. Unity is eliminated, and that's Etiquette that does manage to get that kill, because they come in there to a three-way fight and just absolutely dominate. Entropic decides to fall back instead of pushing. They sort of have a weird little, alliance to a certain extent with Entropic over there. Neither team wants to force each other. They're both going to keep an eye on it, but there's no advantage to fighting on the bottom of the map. Blaze does push in. They smoke their way across on the opposite side. Diamonds comes in. Is what we said. Umka's going to have a hard time holding it. Both of those teams push at the same time, and that's what they're doing. Umka decides to collapse and turtle instead of bristle and push, and that may cost them as they're now surrounded on two sides by two very aggressive teams.
Entropy's going to find a depth. Nuki's going to go down. We're down to 6 teams, 22 players alive. We have a big amount of big teams here with the remainders. NLT is the only team with only 2 guys alive. More shots are going to come in here. More fights are going to have. Apocalypse try to get in here. Rib is going to find Sampula. Meanwhile, Benku is going to get knocked by Etiquette on the distance. Shots coming in from Laza here on the NLT guys. Shots coming in. Nice. Oh, this is going to go down. Kijotsi down. Takes down Skova.
Nice play there by Umka to hold. They knew that flank was going to possibly be coming in. Now Blaze has to also. Diamonds went for a flank. I don't think he knew that all of Blaze was basically on this side as well. So they're going to be pinning him out as he takes a ton of damage trying to get a nade queued up for the push. He goes down to Marco, who is having a heck of a day as he decides to hold his position. Umka down to 3 players. Blaze has 4. And then Nixie, the last player from Diamonds, locked up behind the shack. He should be okay there for just a minute or two. Blaze, will they decide to push in, or will they hold their spot and just wait for the rest of the things to fall out? 6 teams left alive, 17 players. Umka Tavo does drop to Lipson, as it seems like Blaze just is superior when it comes to their peak potential.
Just pushing this off this northern side on the fields.
Entropic starting to make their play. You can see them in the distance as they try to cross over and find a pole position. Lipson and the rest of Blaze, 4 up, has come in here like a force and absolutely torn Umka out of their, or uprooted them and pushed them into the last possible house. Mollies and nades going to come in. They got a lot of them. The fire is going to spread. The whole top floor will be covered in flames. Remember, the more mollies you throw, the more the flames spread. The bottom of the house is on fire as well. He's in the bathroom. Thankfully for him, they've run out of Molotovs, and Blaze living up to their namesake as they lock up and light on fire any last bastion of defense for Umka. They're down to 1 player. They had this spot, they got the circle, but they lost it to aggressive play coming out of Blaze. Meanwhile, Entropic does make a car for it down in the hills, and they're gonna try to hold off Etiquette. Noak does hit a very nice shot over there, where we'll see Kweppa starting to bleed out very, very quickly. He's looking for the flush. He does manage to get it and that will be the end for Kwepa.
They actually managed to play this so well. Entropic with this car fight here with a 2-2 split, putting on pressure, enough pressure for NLT to stay on the fields. Meanwhile, also making sure that they don't get backstabbed by Etiquette, making sure that they have the high ground control as well. Blaze, though, managed to take this full compound to themselves, maintaining 4 guys alive.
He doesn't know about Nixie. He doesn't know about Nixie. He does not know about Nixie. That's the end of Umka. He's eliminated as Nixie just waited for him to come around. Blaze hears the kill. They see the feed. They know they just have 1 man back there to deal with, but they don't have to come out because their corner of the compound is still in. And Tropic crushes across the street. They left 2 behind, and they're going to do a good job of sort of pincering Etiquette if they move forward.
Nice shot here from Apocalypse onto Marco. That's going to be, oh my god, another shot from Double onto Markelov. Finished off as well. It's just Owner. It's the last player standing. Shots are coming out. Oh, he's going to hit that as well. Double. Fantastic shots coming out from that.
Sick flank. Etiquette goes down and gives Entropic that entire side of the circle. Northern Lights off in the distance. Spyro alone at the moment, and Blade. Meanwhile, Entropic sends Double out to the right side. He's low. He's slow. He's going to find the advantage. They don't know that he's here. He opens up, takes a couple of shots. Double does get the knock on Lipson. He stands up to go for the spray. Doesn't see anything, has to lay back down. Maybe he goes for the res here to get his partner back up, but it does mean squatting and possibly exposing your head to the enemy. Make sure they can't see him. Now he'll go for the res. That buys him a little bit of space. Northern Lights still waiting. Spyro watching, hoping that one of these foursomes goes down before he has to deny himself to the blue, but will almost certainly just stay there and soak up the damage. Spyro, never mind, gonna crawl along the line, buy him a little more space. Rip 9 goes down. Apocalypse goes down. Entropic pushing, but Double gets dropped by Leza, and immediately Hockey goes for the res. Blaze still thinking about pushing forward. The nade goes off. Rip 9 drops, is eliminated. Leza wants to push, though. He goes for the fire. He knows where the knock was. He's thinking for the flush, but he actually gets the guy going for the res. Hockey goes down to Lipson. Leza still pushing around the right side. Gets the reload, hits the ground, but Lipson drops. Leza goes for the spray. He goes down as well. Blaze is eliminated. Entropic survives the fight, and now it's up to Spyro to try and get the 1v3. The Resis is now going off. He goes for the spray. He doesn't get it. Spyro is going to cue the grenade and see what he can pick up off of this one, but he knows he's outnumbered. He knows that they have the advantage in position, and I respect the fact that he's going for the fight.
Oh, nice shots connecting. Novik is going to finish off that one with a nice headshot. Entropic with 12 kills, effectively tripling, actually quadrupling their points.